Well, as the second weekend box office of The Flash has come to an end, I'm pretty sure it's okay to say this film bombed. Hard. It's actually gotten to the point where Fandango is trying to give out free tickets for a buy one get one free so people can go see the film. Good lord, that is sad. I thought it was going to bomb. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I mean, this is way higher than any kind of expectation I've had for this film. It's blowing it out of the water, actually. I knew that there was going to be some kind of backlash. If you didn't know, I mean, how could you not? I mean, seriously, James Gunn came out and said that this film isn't really going to be consequential moving forward, considering he announced an entire slate of new DC films, as well as all of the trouble that Ezra Miller's had recently, which I've recounted multiple times on this channel, and I'll link to a video now. Plus, they announced this film 10 years ago. I'm not even joking. The entirety of the Flash TV show aired during the announcement and release of this film. That's insane. But what do we have to look forward to for DC before the official reboot kicks in? Let's talk about it. The next film that's coming out for DC is going to be Blue Beetle, which admittedly doesn't look terrible. However, it looks like it's going to be basically a fusion of Iron Man, Spider-Man, and a bit of Deadpool. And I'm saying Deadpool specifically because obviously Deadpool uses swords. Looks like Jaime Reyes is going to be using swords in this film as well, plus the expression from the eyes is a little more Deadpool than Spider-Man. I'm okay with it. I mean, plus we get the greatest line ever spoken by George Lopez.
It's like Batman stuff.
Batman's a fascist.
No offense, but it sounds like some commie gobbledygook.
Watch your profanity.
Yeah, that's gonna sell you some tickets. Blue Beetle's been a character that's been around in comics for decades, and honestly, I'm happy that we're finally seeing Blue Beetle on screen. I mean, God knows the Arrowverse teased Blue Beetle for quite a while, with the constant Cord Industries showing up, and nothing ever came of it. So, at least we're getting something. But what has me confused is the fact that James Gunn came out and said that Blue Beetle is going to be the first DCU character.
I mean, the first DCU character for sure is Blue Beetle. And the first full DCU movie is Superman.
Meaning, this is the first character that's actually being kept over from the reboot, which we're going to be getting with what he deems as Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. But at the same time, he said that the first true DCU film is Superman Legacy. So, nothing between now and Superman Legacy actually matter. Honestly, the announcement of the DCU slate before the conclusion of the DCEU with all of the Snyderverse characters, probably one of the biggest missteps in history. I mean, think about it. By the time the DCU is announced, you're coming off of the end of Black Adam, and you're going to be getting Shazam 2, which didn't do great, The Flash, which also did not do great, and you're still getting 2 more movies coming out before James Gunn officially starts his universe. Good lord. And you can even see, based off of the box office numbers, it's been a steady decline. So, why make the announcement now? Why not wait just a little bit longer? He could have just said that he has something in the works. Because think about it, how much brand recognition does The Flash have? A lot. He had 9 seasons of the CW show, all of the appearances on Arrow and the other Arrowverse shows, plus, Flash was in not only Suicide Squad as a cameo, the original I should say, but he was in 2 versions of the Justice League and a cameo in Batman vs. Superman. Now has his own film, and was a prominent character in all of the Justice League animated films and cartoons. So look at how much people know The Flash over the years, and compare that to what the box office was for the Flash movie, which was absolutely abysmal. Then compare that to how many people in the general public really know Blue Beetle. I'm going to say it's a very, very small percentage compared to those who recognize The Flash. I mean, how easily can you go down the street and see somebody wearing a Flash hat or a t-shirt? And how many times do you see somebody wearing a Blue Beetle hat or t-shirt? Yeah, pretty fair comparison right there. So honestly, you're going to be going into this film with a handicap. I would honestly be shocked if it makes more than The Flash. And The Flash was a failure. But I honestly think that James Gunn is just trying to hype this up to get people to see it, just like he did with The Flash, saying it was one of the greatest superhero films ever made. And look at the performance it had. Not great. And I guarantee you the same thing is going to happen with Aquaman 2 when it comes out as well. Problem is, what universe is Aquaman 2 going to be set in? Is it going to be set in the original Snyderverse? Or is it going to be set in the new universe established by The Flash, with George Clooney's Batman? I still don't know why they did that, but here we are. Or is it going to be an entirely new universe altogether? Now let's talk about that a little more. Because originally, Jason Momoa leaked that Ben Affleck was supposed to have a pretty big role in Aquaman 2. But obviously, since Flash came out, that was erased. So, what are they going to do now? I also heard that after Ben Affleck was cut from the film, they were going to transition to having Michael Keaton in the film as well. However, as we saw with The Flash, once again, that Batman is gone. So unless they're going to go back and refilm this for a third time and put George Clooney in, I think that entire plot point is going to be cut. Because otherwise, how confusing would it be for audiences to go in seeing a sequel to a film that they saw before, with a character who was in a universe with Ben Affleck as Batman, to now go in, and instead of seeing Ben Affleck, then they see Michael Keaton. Okay, that's fine. They saw Michael Keaton in all the promotional material for The Flash. But what if they go in and see George Clooney? That doesn't make sense. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that was just a one-off. And I do know that Aquaman 1 made over $1 billion. However, I think the ship has sailed for billion-dollar superhero films. At least for a bit. I mean, think about it. The last couple of films that have come out from both Marvel and DC have gotten close. Well, more Marvel than DC. Actually, absolutely Marvel, not DC at all. But they haven't cracked that $1 billion mark in a little bit. And with all of the drama around this, not only between the Amber Heard situation, which she's still in the film but apparently has a reduced role, James Gunn rebooting the universe, the absolute failure of The Flash, and the fact that they've already had to do so many changes on this film, I can't see it doing well. I don't have a crystal ball and I can't tell you exactly what DC is going to be doing moving forward, but something has to change. I mean, I personally have no expectation for either Blue Beetle or Aquaman 2. I'll be pleasantly surprised if they do well at the box office, but I'm not going to cross my fingers, honestly. Because at the end of the day, how many people are going to want to go to see a movie when they know that everything they're about to see will be undone in the future? And I mean the near future. Honestly, I don't see why they don't just put them on HBO Max or whatever the hell it's called now and just let it go to streaming. I mean, they should have done the same with Batgirl, but they canceled that for a tax write-off. And they're obviously not doing that now, since they're already promoting the films, so we'll see what happens. What do you think about this? Comment down below and let me know. Are you excited to see either Blue Beetle or Aquaman 2? Do you think they're going to be doing better or worse than The Flash? Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. Links in the description below to support the channel. Don't forget to join the Patreon to get early access to all videos, as well as getting a shout out at the end of each YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.